Hey everybody, my name is G Marks. Thanks for joining us here on this great this Twitter Periscope little video that we're going to do. And I'm talking here with Zeke Freeman from B-Roll, and we've been talking about. I've been having some of Zeke's honey. This is like the B-Roll varietal honey, the buckwheat type, not flavor. It's like
it's a varietal. We call it a floral. It's floral source. So they are completely unflavored. Our beekeepers actually take the bees, they place them in a wild raspberry patch, an orange grove, a sage field, and the bees collect the nectar from that floral source, and they make honey from it, and it changes everything: the color, the texture, the flavor. And we don't do anything.
And they're all different flavors.
We put it in a jar.
Yeah, we were trying. So this one, this is
sweet yellow clover.
Sweet yellow. It's like
so you'll
amazing.
see that it like crystallizes super smooth and creamy.
Right.
And you get notes of like cardamom and cinnamon, nutmeg.
It's awesome.
Thank you.
It is really good. So these are made by bees. This is not processed.
That's right.
This just comes right out of the hives.
That's right.
And about how many hives around the country do you have?
We work with 8 beekeepers.
Right.
Who produce about 15 different varietals for us. Try the blueberry while we're at it. And they produce about 15 different varietals for it. And what we do is we work with them to create best practices so that we're getting really great product. We find great floral sources. We work with them to really just have the healthiest bees possible. And we pay them a premium to produce a premium product, so they're not selling into the commodity marketplace.
Awesome.
And so they have happier lives. The bees have happier lives. Our customers get a really, really high quality product.
So this company is called B-Roll is the name of this company, and your website is?
braw.com.
braw.com. So you sell through distributors, but then you also sell products directly to consumers. They come to your website, they buy your products. You've been around for about 10 years now, right? Okay. And about half of your business is consumer, 50% is consumer, and then the rest is through distributors, which is great stuff. So we're here talking about sort of preparing for the holidays, right? And some marketing tips. I mean, you have grown this business at such an amazing rate. I'm sure you have learned a lot of things, and I'm sure you've made some mistakes, and I want to learn all of that from you, right?
We'll try.
So let's talk about your website first.
Yep.
Okay? You want to grow your product, you want to grow attention to your website. There are many different ways that people do that, right?
Yep.
One way is content.
Yep.
So do you do much content marketing? What is content
Yeah.
marketing?
So let me say this. So you mentioned the channels that we're in, right? Where we do consumer direct and we do wholesale and retail.
Right.
So we don't spend any time marketing to the wholesale and retail guys.
Okay.
We spend all of our time on content marketing.
Okay.
And so content marketing is communicating with customers in a way that adds value without the sales pitch.
Got it.
So specifically the creation and distribution of high quality content that attracts people to your e-commerce and digital platforms.
So what do you mean by content? I mean, so this you make honey as it is.
Yep.
What type of content do you guys create?
we do blogs, we do videos, and for us specifically, we do a lot of recipes, cocktails, cheese and honey pairing, tea and honey pairing. We do a lot of ways to show customers how to use all these different varietals we can in their lifestyle. How do you integrate this? That's it. Education is a great part of it. And then we also talk about sustainability and what's happening with bees and their health and what we're doing about that.
Right.
That's a big part of our mission as a business is being a part of that, everything that affects that. So all of those bits of content that bring the customer into who we are and us out to them, the more of that can become conversational, the better we are.
And the whole idea is not necessarily, it's not like you're going to grab them to make a sale immediately.
Absolutely not.
They want to learn from you, and they want to get familiar with you, and then they hope that they bump into you online, or somebody else says, oh yeah, I've heard of B-Roll before, I read a really nice article, and they think of buying from you. Is there any specific type of content that's worked well for you as you're marketing? I mean, blogging, you mentioned blogging, videos, emails, what's done different?
So all of those pieces of content are important. You have to have, I would say, a gamut of content, whether it's the recipes, the blog, I'm talking about the product, all the different channels on social media, just photography stuff, little blurby stuff. I would say the strongest distribution channel of content for us is still email.
That's unbelievable, right? And you think about it when you talk about email, everybody says that email is dead and email is that, and it has
the highest conversion rates.
Right.
And as long as you're not spamming and you're sending good content, and then at the right moment asking for the sale,
right,
then you can be really successful, and it's going to do way better for you than social.
Got it.
Any day of the week.
Who does this for you? I mean, when I talk to clients, they always talk about, sure, I can be on social media, I could be doing content, I could be sending emails, but it's like nobody's got the time to do it.
Yeah.
So are you doing this?
I do some of the content. I do all the recipe development.
Okay.
Certainly, our story, is inspired by me, and our brand voice is inspired by me. But I have a dedicated person who I call, my customer experience manager, who manages everything on the front end, from the website content to all the emails and the blogging and the social, as well as the actual customer service side of it, because that all integrates in the overall customer experience.
Got it. All right, so have good content, make sure it's educational, it's informational, have somebody do it for you if possible.
You have to.
You have to, because you can't do it all
yourself. It has
yourself.
to be dedicated, and because consistency is so important. It has to be constant.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we're live here, and it's November. We're heading into the holidays.
Yep.
So obviously you've got the holidays on your mind. Is Christmas and the holiday season, this is a big time of year for you guys?
Huge.
Why is that?
So I think like any retail company, this is the biggest time of year, right? People are buying stuff. Everyone does the most. Even a regular grocery store, they're doing their most, they're selling the most turkeys, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So obviously we're just more busy because of that. But additionally, we're a gifty product. We have a great looking product that's a bit of a stretch. It's a $15 retail as opposed to a $6 plastic honey bear. Mm-hmm. It's something special. Mm-hmm. So it becomes a gift for people. This is a gift that we have. It's called a honey flight. It's 4 different honeys that we give cheese pairing suggestions with. Comes in a little gift box with the block. It's a great gift.
It is.
Hostess gift for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
People buy these things like crazy.
Yeah.
And so that's it. That's what you'll find. You come see us at Union Square Market. You'll see a lot of these being sold, being taken to Thanksgiving parties and so on.
So when we're talking about selling over the holidays, you had just mentioned Union Square Market. So you go out, you do, like, it's not really brick and mortar because it's not like you're renting a space, but in a way you are. It's pop-ups, right? So you get business that way, and that's a good thing. How about online? Like, what are you doing now online to try and drive more people to come to your site for the holidays?
This time of year.
Yep.
Yeah. So so this time of year, it's really more of the same.
Right.
It's really about that consistency. You can't just increase your volume. So yes, so now's the time of year where you start asking for sales. Right. You adjust a little bit, a little less content focused email with recipes, a little more on the sales side.
So when you say asking for sales, are you offering promotions? Do you have discounts?
We don't do a lot of promotions. What we do is we say, something that is relevant to the holiday. You're coming into Thanksgiving and we say, hey, hostess gift, great idea to take, to your Thanksgiving party. Okay. So we're giving more suggestions of the product for that specific time. And then immediately before the holiday, we'll do a very minor promotion where we'll say, discounted express shipping. And that's something that has been really successful for us because people always need that last minute thing. There's always people who are rushing around needing that last minute thing, and they don't have time to go out and buy it, and they don't want to pay for shipping. And so if you give them discounted express shipping where it's going to be there the next day or 2 days later, they're like, give it to me, and it's there. And so that's been really successful for us.
It's great. Okay, so preparing for the holidays as we're getting closer into doing this. First of all, a little bit of technology, okay? What do you guys do just as both online and even in your pop-up shops just to make sure that you're grabbing the sale, getting the payment? Like what investments do you make in technology?
So, it's a beautiful time in business to be, even though we're a 10-year-old business, we act like a startup. Right. So it's a great time for that. There are great website platforms like Magento, content platforms like HubSpot. There's companies like PayPal who have ability for your back-end merchant services on your website, but also the ability to swipe credit card. And we almost use them as our primary bank. I mean, so much money goes through PayPal because of our swipes and our merchant services that it's fantastic. So being a business today, there's so much access to those little platforms, big platforms that are next to free and really available and easy to integrate into your business.
You know, we were asking about all these different payments. I mean, are you seeing a lot of mobile payments being made? We were talking earlier about you were like kicking around maybe not even accepting cash.
I would love not to accept cash.
So like, why would you think that in 2016?
Yeah, you know, I live in New York City, so you know, I think people are a little more tech forward. So I've been into a couple of cafes lately where they actually aren't accepting cash. Yeah. They take Apple Pay and they take everything but cash, cards, etc. And I was like, wow, it would be great not to take cash. And the reason is that it's a pain in the butt. It's an operational pain in the butt. It's a risk.
It is.
Got thousands of dollars of cash floating around. I have to train employees what to do with it. Half the time it sits in the booth overnight in a safe that I'm like, and it's just operationally difficult. So if I could avoid that, and I'm always about making things in my business, and I think as an entrepreneur, you have to find ways to make your business more efficient all times. If I can find little things like that, I will. And so maybe we're not quite there this year.
Getting close.
But I think within the next few years, I think that I can.
It's unbelievable that we're sitting here. I mean, you know, we're around the same age, and we're sitting here saying, like, I can't believe we're like thinking about not accepting cash. You know, like it's come to that.
And it's funny because, you know, arguably for years I go into a restaurant and they say, we don't accept Amex.
Yeah.
And I get annoyed, right?
Now it's the other way around.
And now it's a bit of the other way around. Like, I'm actually thinking about not taking cash.
I always thought that with all of our clients as well, that when people don't accept credit cards, they don't accept any kind of mobile payments. If you had a customer in there, you have to make available every form of payment that is, and I do have to say, including cash, because you certainly don't want, if somebody wants to buy like a nice flight of honey, and they just only have cash, you're going to lose that sale. It's, you know, so still for now cash, but you know that really.
I'm thinking about it.
Speaking of cash, so you're heading into the holidays. Inventory is another big issue for you. People are, you know, I mean, you've got these beekeepers, you're relying on them, and you're relying on their bees to make honey, however that's done. And you want to make sure they're going to meet the demand of your customers. First of all, how do you make sure that you have inventory there?
Right.
How do you handle your finances around paying for this inventory? You know?
So we have a traditional line of credit with a bank that we draw every year as we buy all of our honey inventory for the year. And you know, the reality with beekeeping is, with our varietals, is each one of these honeys is completely different. They come from a specific beekeeper, from a specific region, from a specific flower.
Right.
And sometimes they don't have a lot of products. Sometimes they don't. It's agriculture.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so sometimes they make a lot, sometimes they make a little. We dedicate with them a price. We agree upon a price. We buy their entire harvest.
Wow. I mean, it's a lot of cash.
It's a lot of cash.
Yeah.
But we work with customers who we say, this is the reality. We're not going to have this all the time.
Right.
Sometimes we are, sometimes you are, and that is part of the beauty of the product.
Okay.
And then it's also the part of the Achilles heel, right? Is it's hugely capital intensive. So we draw our entire line of credit, buying honey throughout the summer.
Yeah.
Then we get to the holidays and there's always last minute stuff. So we use another PayPal product called PayPal Working Capital that is instantaneous money when you need it. Line of credit, we usually draw like $40,000, $50,000 in our account, and we're able to pay our guys in the market and then it's paid off through a draw on my PayPal account.
Got it.
So it just by January it's paid off.
Yeah,
and I don't even have to think about the cash flow side of it, because it just gets pulled off to the side, and my bank account's full now because I've had my holiday markets and all of that. That's paid off, and now I think about paying off my regular line of credit, and the process starts all over.
Awesome. That is awesome. Okay, I know we're heading into Christmas time and holiday time, but you said there are other holidays throughout the year that are also big for your business.
Yep.
Mother's Day.
Mother's Day's good.
What do you do for Mother's Day? And why would Mother's Day be good for this business?
It's Mother's Day. We treat our mom, right? Like we're doing something little. Like we don't do big grand gestures for our moms usually, but it's
speak for yourself.
Maybe you do, and as do I. But it's usually like breakfast in bed, right?
Yeah.
And so for us, like we'll often do a piece of content that's like represents breakfast in bed, and a honey jar and a teapot and a little something, a little special note from the kids, and that's something that is placing yourself inside someone's life, right? And evoking the opportunity to be part of their lifestyle. and showing them how we can integrate into that. And so that's the kind of marketing that we really like, and that kind of holiday where it falls really well into that.
My mom would love some of this stuff, right? I mean,
every mom
would like it if I called her a little more often too. You know what I mean? But to make up for it, she would go for this stuff as well. I can see like it being a real sort of specialty, kind of thing.
Yep.
Is there any?
And probably not something she's going to buy for herself.
She is not. That's exactly right. So so again, if I'm, how do you attract like a guy like me to think about this? Like, how am I going to be found so that I buy this product? Because it is a great product.
Right. So lead generation is a really big part of the way we find ourselves to people, and so we do a lot of physical lead generation. Our festivals and markets that we sell at, we're there as much for the lead generation as we are for the sale.
I see.
And so
because it's word of mouth. It's people that buy. They bring this stuff home. They talk about it with their friends.
That's right. And we make sure we collect their emails while they're there.
Right.
We give them an incentive. We tell them the kind of content we're going to sell them. We don't spam them. We get those people into our system.
And then you use those emails then to send out your marketing, your newsletters, your education.
And we work really hard to get people to become advocates for B-Raw.
Sure.
Be excited about it. So they're talking about B-Raw.
Sure.
So at some point it's going to come across your Facebook feed.
I see.
Or however, but it's gonna find its way to you.
You've been doing this now for 1,000 years, actually 10 years. So you've learned, right? You've made some mistakes,
for sure,
along the way as well. So if you were to go back 10 years, if you went back to your 20-year-old self, 10 years ago, and you said to yourself, that was a joke, and you said to yourself, don't make this mistake. Like, here's my advice to you before you even get started. What are a couple of mistakes that you made?
So I'd say the biggest one for us, and the one that I would love not to have made, and would have probably set me forward 5 years in my business, would have been not to make what I think is a very normal, the normal kind of position of capitalist business, right?
Okay.
Growth.
Right.
Being all about growing. And for our business, we have this fantastic product that is limited, and so we went into it full bore, growth, nationally distributed in Whole Foods.
Sure.
2-3 varietals, didn't come in 1 year.
Right.
We lost all that shelf space in the matter of 18 months.
And Whole Foods, I'm sure, was it is what it is. Right?
It is what it is. They need the product, and they need to sell something.
Sure.
The good news is I had already started transitioning into e-commerce and focusing my energy on the end consumer.
Right.
And so it just made me do that faster.
Right.
So if I knew better today, I would go about it from a consumer direct point of view, knowing that this is a niche product from day one.
So, and are you saying also because it's a niche product, and a lot of our products are niche products,
sure,
you would have taken just a slower approach to it? You wouldn't have tried to expand the
I think I would have.
so much?
I just would have focused my energy on the consumer from moment one, as opposed to the retailer and the distributor.
All right, that makes sense. On the topic of holidays now, because there are people that are watching this that are thinking like, how can I market my business or sell my products? What advice would you have for somebody who is trying to sell products online? What could they do right now to prepare for the holidays?
Wow. I think that's kind of a tough one because we're in the holidays.
So first of all, that's a good answer to start with, right? It's pretty late.
It's a year-round thing. And
but so, is it too late?
I don't think it's too late. I mean, certainly markets like there's holiday markets all around the country, and they always have space, and they're always looking for new things at those markets. So if you have a consumer product to sell, then go find those markets and get out there and be in front of people and get those leads. Not just those sales, get those leads.
So why, because you're preaching to the choir here.
Yeah.
I mean, my company sells customer relationship management systems now. Is always, it's not just about the holidays, it's about selling to them
all year
after,
long.
Right?
Selling to them all year round, and you have to be out there in front of them all year round. The second thing that I would do is say, okay, I have this much marketing budget, and I'm going to focus on a product. Like, I've got this awesome bracelet that I made, and it's the most amazing thing, and spend a limited budget. Don't go crazy. Spend a limited budget on search and Facebook ads, but limit it.
Right.
See how it works. And focus on a thing, not everything. Focus on a thing, so that you actually might have a chance of rising to the top of that.
It's great advice. Zeke, any final advice that you have for people that are watching? They're in the either the online or the brick and mortar space. They're looking to sell. Drink heavily.
No,
get out of the
I
business, move to Canada?
I think be great. I think just be great at whatever you do. Just be really great. Create great product. Create great content. Create great experiences for your customer, and they will continue to be customers, and they will tell their friends about it.
Regardless of the holidays or not.
Regardless of the holidays or not, for sure.
Thank you.
My
Appreciate
pleasure.
it. It was
Thank
a great
you.
conversation. Everyone, again, my name is Gene Marks. I was here with Zeke Freeman with B-Roll. Awesome, delicious honey, and some tips for marketing your business over the holidays. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks, everyone.